What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Marlo, and we back. Today we're gonna be reacting to Jasmine Crockett. You know, I done reacted to her a couple times, and she always saying something out the way or saying something crazy. So let's see what she's talking about today, y'all.
Once again, calling out Democratic Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett over her questionable comments. Here's what she told college graduates during a commencement speech. A commencement speech. Children's futures, right? This was over the weekend.
There are people that are going to tell you that there is not a table in which there is a seat for you. But I am here to remind you of Montgomery and those folding chairs. Let me tell you that we know how to use a chair, whether we pulling it up or we doing something else with it.
Now I'm watching the faces of the wise gentlemen behind her, and they are not flinching. I don't know if that landed the way she wanted it to. Even in a crowd she thought she controlled. This isn't the first time Jasmine Crockett has been called out for her word choices. Last month she used interesting, nasty language when describing President Trump in a post about former Vice President Kamala Harris's election loss. Here she is.
Y'all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there. Come on now. And the only thing hot about him is that he is a hot mess. It's Ted Cruz. I mean, like, this dude has to be knocked over the head, like, hard, right? All I want to see happen on my birthday is for Elon to be taken down.
You could speak directly to Elon Musk. What would you say?
Disgusting. That Hot Wheels comment was about Governor Abbott of Texas, who uses a wheelchair. She's gross. Jasmine Crockett is not the only Democrat to use dangerous rhetoric during President Trump's second term.
This is what kicking the out of fascism looks like.
Total bull. Absolute bull.
I don't swear in public very well, but we have to Trump.
Never before in my life have I called for mass protests, for mobilization, for disruption. But I am now. These Republicans cannot know a moment of peace.
In focus now, Tommy Lahren, Fox News contributor and Outkick host. Tommy, can you imagine if a Republican went out on the street corner and said some of the things that these Democrats are saying?
Well, right, Harris, this is what they're doing because for them, it's working. It's not working to advance the interests of the American people or the Democrat Party, but it's working to advance their interest in being famous. The squeaky wheel gets the grease, and Jasmine Crockett really is the queen of that. Why would she stop, Harris? Why would she stop speaking like this, talking like this, saying those things? It's getting her on cable news. It's getting her on the late night shows. For her, this isn't about legislative priorities. I couldn't tell you one legislative position that Jasmine Crockett holds or what she's doing for the people of Texas, but I could tell you probably 5 or 10 of the most disgusting things that she has said, either on cable news or in her tweets or at a commencement address. This is working for her. They want fame more than they want to advance the interests of the American people, and that's why the Democrat Party is so lost right now.
Well, look, the Republican who's running against her in her district in Texas next time around, Sheldon Daniels, has said you ought to take a look at her financials. He's not even worried about this sideshow that she's running. He's like, these are some baseline problems that voters need to know about. It's something I'm covering, I'm looking into. Meanwhile, Bill Belichick is reportedly sidelining his younger girlfriend to save his reputation. The two went viral for some interesting reasons during an interview last week.
Never been too worried about what everybody else thinks. Just try to do what I feel like is best for me and what's right.
How did you guys meet?
I'm not talking about this.
No?
No.
Jordan Hudson is heavily involved in multiple aspects of Bill Belichick's life, which include reportedly acting as his de facto agent over the past few months. Reportedly, she's the COO or CCO of his business or foundation. He's got a lot of money. Page 6 reports Hudson is running his brand even. A source told the outlet, it's amateur hour and it's showing they don't know what they are doing and trying to control everything. They don't trust anyone else. He's handed off the ball to her. Tommy, your reaction?
Oh, Harris, this is such a sad story because this is a legendary coach who's accomplished so much, and now this is what we're talking about. Not even talking about his book, talking about his 24-year-old girlfriend. But when we talk about what's going on here, it sounds to me like Bill Belichick might be a love hostage. He's not the first person that's succumbed to maybe whatever this is, and he will not be the last. But I'll tell you what, when we're talking about this and her assuming so much control and this being all over the headlines, Harris, I can't help but think this is getting more attention than whoever was controlling President Joe Biden for 4 years. I mean, it is similar. Obviously, we don't know the capacity of either, but it's really interesting to me that people are all up in arms that a 24-year-old is controlling her boyfriend, but no one seemed to care about who is controlling the president and the leader of the free world. Very interesting, the coverage on both of these stories.
Look, let them have love is what I say. Their relationship is one thing, but he works for a university now as a coach, and that reputation matters, so we'll see what happens next. Nike is facing a lot of backlash following some recent scandals. One of the company's billboards in London has been removed over Holocaust comparisons. And it's also been more than 2 weeks since Outkick reported that Nike is allegedly funding a child transgender athlete study. Nike is still virtually silent on all of it. Women's activist wear brand XXXY Athletics shared this.
What are you doing, Nike? Why are you funding research about how to impair young boys?
We're challenging them to do the right thing and to challenge consumers to vote with their dollars. This is a brand that does not align with your values. Stop buying it.
Congressman Burgess Owens posted, "The American people deserve answers. If this is true, it's not just wrong, it's pure evil. Time to speak up, Nike." Here's Outkick's Clay Travis.
A lot of American consumers should be flooding Nike and asking the question, what in the world are you thinking? The best man or the best woman should win. Not in any way should Nike be involved in trying to basically sterilize young kids to see what the impact is for athletics. This is, to me, reprehensible. It's indefensible.
The most recent issues are just the latest in a string of Nike controversies dating back to 2019, and they include the alleged use of forced labor, abuse, and unfair treatment of their pregnant athletes. Nike is a mess, Tommy.
Nike's a mess, and if all of this is true about funding these trans studies, this is worse than Kaepernick, this is worse than the Bud Light debacle, this is the worst thing we've seen for a company, I think certainly in my lifetime, because Clay is exactly right. I hope people understand here what these allegations are in this funding. It means that they are essentially testing young boys and seeing if they transition them, they use puberty blockers and other hormone therapies, if they can essentially debilitate young male athletes to the point where they won't have an advantage over female athletes. This is going to have lasting implications in these young people's lives, and all for what? To try to normalize the trans athlete conversation and try to excuse or legitimize boys competing against girls. That's really what these studies are going towards. Nike needs to be honest. If they really do believe in this research, they need to be really honest and forthright about why they believe it. Tell your consumer, tell your customer, because nothing about this is okay.
Yeah, I mean, all of what you just said and more as we cover this. Tommy, great reporting, by the way, at Outkick by all of you. Thank you.
Hey, everyone. I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-host.
And that's the end of the video. My bad, y'all. And that's the end of the video. It covered more than just Jasmine, but on the Jasmine part, like I say, she always just talk, and I feel like she talked, too fast instead of thinking about what she's saying, and I feel like she's trying to make it more of a race versus race type thing instead of Democrats and Republicans. Then they went on to other people and Nike and things like that, which I'm gonna get more into after I watch more videos into it. Like I always say, y'all, listen.